When I first got into fitness, it was all about being skinny and weighing less. I want to share how that's evolved for me over the years and why I don't weigh myself at all anymore. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss a video. I've been in the fitness industry for over 10 years now. I started off as a personal trainer, then I became a nutritionist, and now I'm a fully online coach. And something that I do with all my clients now is help them shift from doing random workouts, doing bits and pieces of meal plans, doing a little of this, a little of that, doing short-term stints, to helping them come up with a long-term game plan that's going to lead to sustained progress. And the reason that I like to serve these types of clients, the ones that are already into fitness, they're already committed, they just need some more structure, is because this was exactly me. This is the journey that I went on. So that's what I want to share. When I was a kid, I was really overweight. I actually weigh more than I do now, although I don't weigh myself, I'm assuming, when I was 11 or 10 years old. And I was always bullied as a result of my weight. My family members always made comments about my weight. I had really low self-esteem. I had like a very deep-rooted fear in becoming an obese adult. It's something that my mother actually always would tell me. She would say, like, the worst thing ever that can happen is that you're gonna grow up to be an obese person. So I really internalized those insecurities. And the truth was, I was actually really overweight because I had some mental health issues. Anyway, I will get to that aspect of my story, but that's where it all stemmed. And when I was 12, I went on my first diet. This was very encouraged by my family, especially my mom. I decided out of nowhere that I'm gonna eat like, I think 200 calories a day. Don't ask me where I got that from. I think I did that, and then I did like 5 grams of fat a day. I don't know where I got the 200 and the 5, but I did it. I would go to the school cafeteria and I would buy a Caesar salad, and I remember throwing the croutons and the dressing and the cheese and the bacon in the garbage and just eating the lettuce. Like, it sounds really fucked up, like no protein, no nothing. And I remember going in the basement, and my parents had a spin bike, and I'm pretty sure that I told them to buy it. I was 12, and I would go and do an hour of cardio at 12 years old, and my mom was like, "You are doing amazing." So when I was 12, I went balls to the wall. Again, I was always very much like this and still am. Like, when I have something I want to reach, I'm just going to do it. Whether I'm doing it the right way or not, I'm doing it. So I lost 40 pounds when I was 12, and that is really where it all began. Shortly after I lost those 40 pounds, I started eating normally, and then I regained the weight very quickly because obviously, like, I was doing damage to my metabolism in the process. Your metabolism can't be damaged permanently, by the way. What I mean is, I put myself in a bad place for weight regain. I lost the weight very quickly on a very, very restrictive diet. Of course, when I start eating normally again, my body's response is to regain that weight. So that happened when I was a teen, and I just kind of dealt with it. When I was in university, like 19 or 20, I was smoking cigarettes. I was drinking a lot of alcohol, and I wouldn't say I was eating badly, but I had more pounds than I wanted to have. So I wanted to lose weight, and lo and behold, I did it the only way I know how. I was like, oh yeah, like when I lost my weight, I just did a lot of cardio and ate very little. Like, everyone knows that. So that's when my second stint of getting healthy happened. And I always associated like being healthy and losing weight together. Like, they were the same thing to me. And that's what I learned growing up. That's what the magazines essentially told me, being a millennial. So that's what I did in college. And I did lose some weight like that, again, with my restrictive dieting. And I actually lost a lot of weight. I got really, really, really skinny when I was like 21, 22. And that's when I decided to take it a step further and be vegan. So being vegan, again, I know I'm probably going to get some debate here from from vegans. It's not the healthiest thing for everyone. And I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I was doing it just to be skinny. And I thought that equated with being healthy. So yeah, I was eating very little. I was vegan. I was lacking in nutrients, even though I was literally like sprouting my own quinoa, like making organic, fresh juice every day, drinking pints and pints of that. Like, I wasn't doing good. And after that, I, lo and behold, regained my weight that I lost from like being, super clean, vegan and all that. And I was drinking a lot then at that stage. I was partying a lot. I went through a breakup and I was going ham. I was really like drinking almost every weekend, even during the week. Anyway, I actually started to work as a personal trainer around that time. I was really young, like 23. I finished fitness school, And you'd think I'd know about like health and sustained fitness, but I only saw fitness as like cardio, burning calories, short-term stuff. So just to backtrack, when I went to fitness school, I was like 22. And I did it because I was doing a lot of cardio and I thought, oh, like I'm skinny and healthy, so I want to do this for a career. And then I learned about like, weight training is beneficial, and like, okay, like, you know, maybe there's more to it than just burning calories. Anyway, I was working as a personal trainer, finished fitness school, drinking tons and tons and tons. I thought, you know what? I need to look the part. I need to get fit. I need to get healthy. I want to feel confident. I want a body transformation. And I didn't know at the time, and this is just a fun fact, personal trainers, like even if I went to school and got a diploma, but whether you do that or get a certification, there's not education about like long-term like body composition changes for your clients. So just so you know, just because someone's a personal trainer doesn't mean they know that. I certainly didn't at the time. So at that point in time, I hired a coach to prep me for my competition. She is a good friend of mine still, someone I respect a lot. The way that my competition went is no reflection of her. Competing is not for me. There's a whole video I did on why I will not compete again. So I will leave a link to that. You can watch it for the full story. But long story short, I did the competition. I did 2. And I got really lean. It was really restrictive. I didn't enjoy it. Lo and behold, went back to the drinking after. And it's funny because I viewed fitness still, even though the competitions weren't just about being skinny, it was like, I viewed it as like, okay, but like, it's all about how you look. Like if you feel like shit training, if you don't like your food plan, that's fine. Like you gotta be strict. Like, do you want it or not? And I'm telling you, I'm the kind of person where like I've done like 2 boot camps a day. I've done 5 hours of cardio a week. Like I will do the work, but it's not necessary or effective to do it like that. So the next stage of my fitness journey, did the competitions. After I stopped doing that, thankfully I stopped being vegan as well. So I reintroduced meat into my diet, and I just felt a lot better then. I was having a lot more energy. I was having better sleep. And then actually shortly after I got pregnant with my first son, as a surprise, but it was a happy surprise. So that's when my fitness really changed. After I had my first son, when he was about whenever I started training again, I didn't know anything about postpartum training at the time. I have since gotten education on that. But at the time I went back to training like balls to the wall, and I was like, okay, hold on a second. I need to backtrack. I need to like build the foundation of my strength. I need to strengthen my pelvic floor and my core. And I did that. And then I was like, okay, like I really want to amp things up and take it to the next level. So when my son was about 10 months old, my first son, that's the first time I started working with a coach. And I'd worked with a coach for my competitions, but this was really like, I thought it was amazing because it was the full picture. Like she really cared, you know, like a competition is more like, here's your plan, like do the plan. Have you done it? Have you not done it? That's just the nature of that relationship, like with your coach. But this time, like it was all about more. It was like my lifestyle, my biofeedback, like how is it going with incorporating this with your family's lifestyle? Like my coach truly cared about me, and I saw amazing results from that. Like I was taking like this knowledge I had about strength training and fitness, but then there was a whole other piece of the puzzle, which was my nutrition. So it was the first time that I was like, I feel stronger. I'm eating all the foods that I love to be eating. Like I feel like I look pretty good. Like I'm feeling confident. And at the same time, I'm feeling really good. Like I feel really like satisfied with my progress. So long story short, that coach was Coach JVB, Coach Jenny, and I've since become a Team Strong Girls coach myself. That's what I do now, which is amazing because that's really come full circle. So that's where I'm at now. But even since I became a coach with Team Strong Girls, my own style of training has really evolved. So I used to really just focus on like the lean out phase. I used to think like that's the only time I'm fit. That's the only time I can take pictures, make content, be presentable, have credibility. Like I didn't allow myself, like, let's say like my current state now, I'm not in a lean out phase. I wouldn't be like showing up on camera like that. It's crazy. So lately I've really shifted. Like I still have aesthetic goals, but I'm definitely not tying those into like my worth as a trainer, as an individual at all. So I do still have lean out phases. Like I do have periods in the year when I'm like, okay, I want to tighten things up a little bit, lose a little bit of body fat. But by and large, my main focus of my fitness is now improving my performance in the gym. I've really loved the fact that like it feels good to lift heavy. I can hip thrust like 415 pounds, which is Like in the past would have been astronomical. It still kind of is. And that feels good. Like it feels better than like I'm never going to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I'm never going to be a competitor who's like stick lean. Like it's not me. And I don't care what anyone else is doing. So the shift in my journey now has been very like much of a mental journey. Like it's tied into like my mental health and how I view myself, and my body image and all that kind of stuff. So my worth is not just tied to how I look, although again, like that's still kind of like part of the picture, but the main thing is I'm performing better in the gym. I feel really satisfied. Like I love going into my session and pushing my mental and physical limits and just feeling so proud of myself that I lifted those weights or like, you know, made it past that plateau. And that's been the most rewarding thing for me. So really the big game changer and where I'm at now is that it's a long haul mentality, and that feels really good. And I'm not done here. That's something I really love about Team Strong Girls is that whenever our girls like do photo shoots, like I've done several photo shoots, you reach a physique goal, you reach a performance goal. It's not done there. I truly believe that if you stay stagnant, it's the same thing as going backwards. So I'm always setting my sights higher. I always want to continue to build more muscle, build more strength, stay more disciplined with my fitness and my lifestyle. I just want to keep getting better. And that's the beautiful thing about fitness. It's not a one and done. So that's my journey from being a cardio junkie to loving heavy lifting, having a more positive mindset, and having a more well-rounded approach to fitness. Thank you so much for following along. It was so much fun sharing. If you resonated with my story, go ahead and leave a comment. I would love to know a little bit about you. And if you want to hear more about this and you jive with this kind of messaging, make sure that you follow me on Instagram. I'm most active there, Coach Tijana Daly. I also have my Facebook group, Strength Training and Muscle Building for Women. I will link that below in the description. I know you're going to love it in there. It was so much fun chatting with you today. Again, don't forget to subscribe so you see the next one, and I will see you in that next video.